I've been teaching now for about 24 years, and I came to Fresno State about 14 years ago. And I started teaching a black male course because it was needed. I created this class alongside a student group for black males, and began to implement that. And early on, what I found was I had more black women than men, which numerically is no surprise. That tends to be the case anyway, as far as the enrollment in school. But I started to get fewer and fewer men and more women because my initial training in my doctorate was as a feminist.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Love. Y'all know what it is. Welcome to another episode of Love, Life, and the Game, where love is what it's supposed to be, life is what happens, and the game is what's being played. The gentleman that you just heard is Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. He is the professor of Africana Studies at Cal State University. And the topic was about how black women are losing black men to white women. And what made me want to do a video on this is because we've been hearing so much talk from black women.
I'd categorize that as an understatement.
We've heard every excuse why they're single, and all of their excuses, they're blaming us. They say that we're not financially attractive, we're not on their level. We've heard everything from they're dusty, we're dusty and broke. They're going around, quoting Beyonce. They look up to people like Kim Kardashian, Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion.
Are you serious?
These are all of their celebrity idols and mentors that they look up to, women that they try to pattern their lives after. And they get a lot of their ideologies from, shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
That explains everything.
Real Basketball Wives of Atlanta, Miami, New York, this superficial lifestyle that they believe they deserve, even if they don't even qualify, which most of them don't, for the men that they actually want. And so we've heard, excuse after excuse, from them. And according to them, all of the work that needs to be done is on us. According to them.
Sounds like a fair deal.
They feel like they don't need to do nothing. They feel like they are perfect little angels. They're queens and tens, and all that other BS. And so this has been something that's been in the back of my mind for a while now, because it really started with the NFL draft, this most recent NFL draft. And I remember seeing a tweet from a black woman who was upset that seeing all these black men who were going into the NFL who were all showing up with non-black women. And she said it makes her blood boil. So the question or today's topic is going to be, so how are black men, or I should say, how are non-black women able to get and secure, relationships and marriages with black men? Well, let's listen to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson and find out.
I hadn't dealt with gender prior to my doctorate. So, one of my primary mentors was ex-Black Panther. She was a feminist. And so I came in with that framework. The only way I knew how to deal with gender was through kind of what she taught me. So I'm teaching this black male class using this approach I got in grad school. And I'm watching the numbers of black males dwindle. I'm seeing the black males in my class looking at the ground, just kind of disconnected. And I'm seeing the women more and more excited. And what I realized was that it was becoming a class where the young ladies were using me to finger wag at the men to kind of nudge them to do what they wanted them to do.
Wow. Where have we seen that before?
So when I started to actually ask the men what their perspectives were, and I started to kind of change the narrative, it was a learning process for me as well as for them. And after a couple of years, I noticed the women stopped coming. The number of black women dropped dramatically. The number of black males started to increase. And then after that, within the next couple of years after that, I noticed I started to get this population of white women.
Yeah.
I didn't know why they were there.
Interesting.
I didn't know why they were there. And when I began to kind of ask them, in the hallways under the, why are you taking this class? You have to be careful how you do it. And I started to find, well, my boyfriend is black. and I want to understand him and his family, or I'm trying to date some of the men on the basketball team or football team or whatever, but I don't understand them. So they were doing research. They're getting A's.
Yeah, very smart, very smart.
It's a weird thing where I got to give A+ to white women in a class on black males because they are handling all the homework assignments and reading everything to a T. They're asking me about the citations that were made by the author. I'm like, good Lord. But they were serious. They were doing research, and they were serious about it. And I would say, another 3 or 4 years after that, I noticed the population shifted from, white women to Latinas. And the Latinas were coming in with the same kind of intensity, the same kind of questions, the same motivation.
Now, the one thing that should stand out to you guys about what Dr. Hassan T. Johnson said was the effort. The non-black women were getting A's in a class about black men. And what did the black women do? They left. They left the class because they couldn't manipulate the professor into getting these black men to basically do their bidding, i.e., turn them into a bunch of simps.
And again, go back to your early, because I said this is kind of what this conversation was born out of, this whole topic of grabbing your passport and SYSBMs and the controversy behind that. And it's like, you're literally telling me that you had a class that was dedicated to black men, where black women have an opportunity to study their men, understand what they're going through, understand how to relate to them better. And instead of us doing that, you have other women of other ethnic groups, other races going in, taking notes, using that as ammo to get the quote unquote best men out there.
I'm going to go hang out at Patty's where I'm appreciated.
So it's like, how can you compete with that? This is based upon what you just said. It's like, this is why they are winning our men. If that is such a big complaint, this is why these other women, white women, Latinas, Asians, this is why they are winning or stealing, however you want to put it, our men. This is why these other women, white women, Latinas, Asians, this is why they are winning or stealing, however you want to put it, our men.
Black women, you are not our only options. So you can sit here and call guys that are on your level dusty, broke, they're just not, as you say, financially attractive. You don't want to waste your time with them. You take these same guys, you put them in the DR, you put them in Colombia, you put them in Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Egypt, Africa. These same men will have absolutely no problem finding a wife. They just won't. You guys don't believe me? Let me show you.
If you haven't noticed yet, the world is a big place, and American men are coming to the realization that they don't have to deal with anybody that's in their environment who doesn't know how to appreciate them and treat them well. Cook a plate for that man, be respectful, start respecting yourself, because honey, if you don't do these things, there are plenty of women in my environment who are ready and willing to snatch the man that you don't want. Do you want some proof? Let me show you the receipts. Let's look at this little incident that happened while I was vlogging with Rome in Cologne.
Y'all saw that, right?
Tell me, how many times did you have a woman like her look at you, giving you clear signals, smiling at you, waving at you, and keeping eye contact?
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Meep, meep. You guys, the beautiful lady that you just saw that was talking with the brown hair, that is Suereyya Brooks. She's also a content creator. She is absolutely phenomenal. You guys have to check her video out. It is absolutely awesome. And like I said, man, the moral to this story is, black women, you are not the only options we have. We're not going to deal with, all of these ridiculous and unrealistic standards that you have. So you're either going to check that shit, make some changes, or you guys are going to end up buying a dog and having to live the rest of your natural born lives alone. We got options. We don't have to deal with your BS, and we're not going to. So that's pretty much all I got. You guys hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video, and I will see you guys on the next one.